Trudy Beerman here of TrudyBeerman.com, host of Debt Free Wealth Radio. This is video 5 in a 5-part series on strategies for deleting debt. In video 1, I talked about bankruptcy. In video 2, I talked about debt consolidation. In video 3, we talked about increasing your payments to your various debtors. In video number 4, I talked about the debt stacking strategy, my personal favorite. And today, we're going to talk about probably the most important one, which is not adding new debt. Now, the reason why people are in debt in the first place is crucial, and knowing what puts you into debt may give you clues as to how to stay out of it. Now, I do have a report on the 15 reasons most people find themselves in debt and 16 strategies for deleting those debts. And that is a report that's available if you fill in your name and contact information to the side of this video, and I'd be absolutely happy to share that with you. However, not adding new debt is probably the single most important strategy for deleting your debt, because what tends to happen, unfortunately, is if by some chance you do pay off debt number 1, or you use a debt consolidation strategy, get this huge loan, pay off all your debts, all of a sudden these credit cards are now free. They have an available balance on it, and what do people do? They go and they use that debt again. So instead of deleting your debt, you find that you may start out with the best intentions, but old habits die hard, and you find that you are just adding more debt. So really, the main thing that needs to happen about not adding any new debt is an absolute decision and a mindset to being debt free. Because guys, if you've made up your mind to be debt free, then that will create a filter for all the financial decisions that you face when you head out through the door or you're sitting in front of your computer. Because if there's that little thing, say buy it, and you know that you're going to have to put it on a credit card or incur debt in some way, then you've got to really think it through. And that whole process as to whether or not that debt is justifiable. Yeah, I promise you, a lot of you will argue how justified a debt is, but that justification is based on faulty thinking, the same faulty thinking that put you in debt in the first place. So not adding new debt sounds like it's easy to say. It's not easy to do, and for that to work, you must start with an absolute decision to be debt free. And then it includes you having strategies in place to getting rid of what debt you already have. Now, if you're a young person just starting out, just starting to make an income, and you've determined to be debt free, then great, awesome. Don't add any debt to your future if you don't have to. Now, there are some debts that you really will have to take on. There are some that are somewhat justifiable, but even then, taking on as paying for school or buying your first house, buying your first car, there's still other ways to go about it that either don't need debt or very minimal debt. So guys, debt sometimes is justifiable, but before you agree to that debt, are there any other strategies? But it starts with the mindset of being debt free. And then it also includes that you have built into your life strategies for determining, 1, how to get rid of the debt you already have, and 2, how not to add any more. You've got some checkpoints, some milestones, some accountability, something built in. Otherwise, guys, old habits die very hard, and the same habits that put you in debt in the first place, no matter how easy you say, I'm going to delete my, it doesn't always happen. And you may need some help. You may need some accountability. You may need a pro. But anyways, the concept is not adding any new debt. That is so crucial to making sure that you become debt-free and live a debt-free wealth life. Trudy Beerman here. I hope you'll connect with me. Leave a comment, ask a question. I do look forward to being relevant to you and to serving you, and I'm super simple to find at TrudyBeerman.com. Thank you.